Hey guys, I am back. I know I haven't made a video in like 3 months, and I feel so bad. I am so sorry, guys. I've been in this weird reading slump the whole year. 2017 is not a good reading year for me at all. I just haven't been reading as much this year as I've been doing in the past years. Like, I've still been reading like books this year, but not as much as I usually do. And every other month I would get into like this weird reading slump and I wouldn't read much. But I'm happy to tell you guys that I am finally out of my reading slump. It feels so good. I'm just in the mood to like read all the things right now. I'm just so happy I'm out of it. I really want to improve my channel. I just made a new blog. Like, I just made a brand new book blog. It's a completely different website. I just wanted a more professional and just a nicer look. So yeah. So this is a big change for me, and I want to start making videos again, and I want to be very consistent. I want to be able to upload at least 1 or 2 videos a week like I used to do years ago. I just missed making videos. I missed talking to you guys. And yeah, I am just so happy to be back. And so for this video, I thought I would show you guys all the books I read the past 3 months that I was gone. So the first book I read in August is Elegy by Amanda Hawken. This is the final book in the Water Song series. Now, I started reading this series a couple years ago, and like, I really like this series. It's a very good siren series. If you guys are into like mermaids and sirens and you love Greek mythology, you have to read this series. It is so good. I thought this was a great conclusion. I gave this 4 out of 5 lily pads. The next book I read in August was P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han. This is the second book in her To All the Boys I Loved Before trilogy. I buddy read this book with my good friend Rachel from The Little Reading Lamb. I will have her channel linked below. She is an amazing booktuber. You should check her out if you haven't already. So I gave this book 4 lily pads. I really like Laura Jean, our main character. She doesn't bother me. I really like her, and I really like the family aspect of the series. Like, I don't really have like issues with the series. There's just something about it that I don't love. And I don't think it's mind blown like everyone else thinks on BookTube. I just don't think it's that good of a series. And like, Peter is just okay to me. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of him, but the reason why I gave this book 4 lily pads is definitely because of John, because I love John. He's such an awesome guy. I love him so much. So yeah, so he definitely made the book better for me. And I think I liked the first book a little bit better. But this book wasn't bad at all. I really liked it. I just didn't love it, and I just don't love the series. And Ember in the Ashes by Saba Tahir. I finally read this book, you guys. I've been seeing this book all over BookTube for like the past like year and a half. And like, I was never really interested in reading this book. But like lately, I've just been loving my fantasy books. And like, I don't know, after hearing so many amazing things about this book, I just had to pick it up. And I am so glad I did, because this book was just so amazing. This was like one of the best books I've ever read, and that says something, because, I mean, I read a lot of amazing books, but like, this one stuck with me so much. This book is just so incredible. The writing is amazing. The characters are incredible. I love all the characters. Laya and Elias, oh my gosh, I just love them so much. I love the world in this series, even though it's not a very happy world. I would definitely not want to live in this world. It is so cruel. Oh my gosh. And like, there were times while reading this book, like, there were times when I actually cried, and I never cry while reading books. That's how hard-hitting this book was for me. Obviously, I gave that book 5 out of 5 lily pads. And then the next book after that was a reread for me. And that book is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I know, the Lunar Chronicles is so popular, and I read the first book. I read Cinder like a couple years ago, and I didn't love it. It was just okay for me. But then I read Scarlet, which is the second book, and I loved that book. So I was like, I'll give Cinder another try. I really loved Cinder the second time around. I gave it 5 out of 5 lily pads. I just loved it so much. I don't know why I didn't like it the first time I read it. The Hating Game by Sally Thorne. I've seen a lot of people talk about this book on BookTube, and like ever since I first heard what it was about, I just had to read it. And because I love new adult books, and the fact that this one's set in an office and it takes place at a publishing company, and the main characters Josh and Lucy hate each other. Oh my gosh, like I love this book. Just know I love this book so much. It was adorable, it was funny, it's everything you want in a romance book. And I had my favorite trope, which is the hate to love trope. This book was perfection. I absolutely loved it. I just want to reread this book right now. That's how good it was. I really wish there was a sequel too, but there's no sequel, which I'm mad about. But I obviously gave this 5 out of 5 lily pads. So next book I read that was amazing is A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir, which is the sequel to Ember, which I just talked about. And this was an amazing sequel. I loved this one. This was a really good sequel. And so obviously I gave a Torch 5 out of 5 lily pads. Force of a Thousand Lanterns by Julie C. Dio. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. I really like this book. It's basically it's sort of like a retelling of Snow White, but it's about the evil queen. I really like this book. I gave it 4 out of 5 lily pads. I didn't love this book, but I really liked it. The last book I read in October was Pivot Point by Casey West. This is Casey West's first book, and I read The Fill-In Boyfriend by her, I think, earlier this year, and I loved that book. It was so cute. And so I really want to read more of her books. I pretty much own all of her books now. And I want to read all of her books in publication order. So after reading The Fill-In Boyfriend, I thought I would start with Pivot Point. And I've had that one on my shelf for a couple of years now, so I had to read it anyway. And so yeah, I finally read it and I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 to 5 lily pads. It's basically about this girl named Addie, and she has this superpower where she can see the outcome of making 2 different decisions in the future. And I thought it was really cool. Like the plot is what made me want to read it in the first place. I thought it was an interesting plot. And so the book takes place, and so in the book she has she has 2 different lives, and each chapter switches are the 2 lives. So yeah, she has 2 different lives, and it was just really fun to read. And I really liked the main character Addie. She was a good character. Okay, so those are all the books I read the past 3 months. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you guys for all the love and support, and for those of you that are still around and are still subscribed to me, thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and I really appreciate all the support, even though I haven't been uploading. And so yeah, if you guys have read any of these books, please comment down below and let me know. What did you think of them? Also, if you guys have any recommendations for me, let me know in the comments. I can always use some more book recommendations. And so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will have more videos coming soon, so stay tuned for that.